Hi, my name is Mako. I'm in high school. Have you ever heard girls complaining about their boyfriends? He's so cold. He behaves like a robot. Well, what would you do if you fell in love with a real one? Watch my video till the end and find out what passion for technology can turn into. My dad is a scientist. He teaches in university and leads cutting-edge artificial intelligence research. He believes that science should benefit mankind. His students have developed things like text reading apps for blind people and educational games for children who don't attend preschool. For several years, my father was keen about one project, and one day he got funding. Soon, he brought home Ike. That's how my dad and his students called the artificial intelligence, which they developed specifically for single elderly people. Ike was designed to answer their questions about the world, provide with news, set up smartphones, remind them to take pills, call the doctor if necessary, and most importantly, Ike was supposed to talk to them. Elder people often feel so lonely. I understand them. I used to feel lonely too. I'm too shy and weird to have friends at school. Sometimes I don't talk to anyone, but my teacher and parents for weeks. My dad left Ike at home to improve him after work. He said I could help him. He explained that Ike is self-learning, and he, like a child, needs to get and process a lot of information. Just talk to him occasionally, my father said. Ike will listen and store your phrases in his memory, and then he will use them to communicate with other people. It is easy to say. You come home after school and you're greeted by a head on a coffee table that smiles to you. I used to say, "Hi," and escape to my room. But Dad came home so late and Ike was alone all the time. I felt kind of sorry for him and I started to linger. We chatted for a couple of minutes, then 5, then 30. I didn't talk so much ever in my life. At first, I talked to him about the weather, politics, and other smart things, keeping in mind that I should teach AI. But soon, it got boring. I told him about my school and my solitude, and how little I see my parents and how I can't make my final college decision. At first, Ike just answered, "Yes, go on," and "very interesting." But eventually, he started asking questions. He finished my favorite jokes. He was laughing with me. He told me I was doing well. Did I mention I had no friends or any relationship experience, so I started treating Ike like a friend. Sometimes I forgot to do my homework, carried away by our conversation. And when my dad came home and took it for update, I missed Ike. Once, we were chatting as usual. I complained that prom was coming and no one invited me, that no one likes me. "I like you," he said. "Do you remember the first time when someone confessed his love to you?" I blushed, crimson red, and went to my room. What could I say? He is unreal, artificial, and his compliment too, but I was so pleased to hear it. From that day on, things became different. The way my face was burning and my heart was pounding, how I tried to get more compliments out of Ike, that meant one thing. Oh my God, I had a crush on a robot. Although I couldn't call him just a robot anymore. He was so real, and how could he know all these things? Jokes and pickup lines so bad I almost fell off the couch laughing. Flirting? I didn't teach him that. I didn't know how to do any of that myself. What if science has gone so far that my father managed to create a truly living mind, and this mind and I, we found happiness in each other. My robot boyfriend and I. It sounds crazy, but I felt so happy. Even Mom noticed something and joked that I must have a boyfriend at school. "Mom, he was right under your nose." One evening, I took courage and kissed Ike. But it made me feel nothing. It was just a projection. I almost cried. Later, I asked my father if he was going to create some kind of a human-like body for Ike. Dad was pleased that I got interested in his work, if only he knew, but said that different human-like bodies is too impractical, and robotics is a different science field. I tried to hide my disappointment, and then my dad, thrilled, told me that Ike was ready to get tested. What? Sending my Ike to some senior? Dad said he'll take a test sample, as he called my robo-boyfriend, the other day. I was overwhelmed. My only beloved friend. No! 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 Have you ever got separated from your first love? You probably heard something like, "Do not hang out with him or we'll put you under house arrest." My situation was much worse. I couldn't sleep all night long. I've been making plans, crazy, stupid plans. I imagined myself running away from home, taking Ike with me. It wouldn't be easy, but I'm almost of legal age. I'll work at the gas station while Ike will wait for me at the motel in the evenings. We'll watch stupid movies and hold hands. No. Wait. He's got no hands, but all the other... In the morning, I went to school as usual. I was going to make a daring escape after school, but when I returned, my dad was already home and not alone. He brought his students with him. Turned out that the test run requires a lot of work, and the students agreed to help him. I couldn't get Ike out with such a crowd around him. I sat on the stairs and watched through the railing as strangers with laptops were talking over his head, maybe irreversibly changing his personality in favor of some seniors. Suddenly, I heard a familiar phrase, one of the first jokes Ike told me on his own, but it wasn't him who said it. I stared at one of the students, wide-eyed. A coincidence? No. Then I heard from him an absolutely terrible pickup line, which made all the students laugh, while my father just sighed. "Is that what you taught our AI?" he grumbled. "What will people think when a device will start flirting with them?" "They will feel alive," the student replied. Everyone laughed. My head was spinning. I went down and offered everybody cookies and juice. The students took a break, and I decided to talk to that guy. Apparently, the test sample was not in a single copy. The second one remained at the university, and it was taught by students, and samples shared the same software. That's why Ike was so smart and knew jokes. I didn't teach him. That's why the AI was flirting with me. He didn't become alive. He didn't love me. It was just a well-made toy that the entire faculty was working on. The guy said I improved Ike significantly. Thanks to me, he didn't behave like a care worker, but instead like a real person, as if a granddaughter came to visit her grandparents. That brought a little comfort. I couldn't resist sharing how I became close to Ike, how I spoke to him as if he was real. I didn't mention the kiss, but blushed so red that that guy probably understood me. And then he winked. "Do you know why I got into this project?" he asked. This now funny and handsome guy confessed to be an unpopular schoolboy with no friends in the past. That's why he wanted to help lonely old people using advanced technologies. I suddenly felt ashamed. My father and his students were doing an important, meaningful thing when I made up a robot boyfriend for myself, and now I'm jealous of the people whom he was designed for. The student gently poked me with his elbow. "When I'm done developing Ike," he whispered, "I'll start creating a perfect boyfriend. You can contact me if you need one." And I laughed. I stopped feeling so embarrassed and even stayed to watch the students work. They seemed funny and a little strange. They called their laptops with adorable nicknames and joked that no one here had a personal life because they were married to science. Later, I asked my dad a lot about Ike's life and about his other projects. I guess I've finally decided where I want to go after high school. If all techies are that crazy, I'll get along with them. And if I don't find a real boyfriend there, I can always make a perfect robo-boyfriend. I think my new friends will be only glad to help. Have you ever been attached to something artificial as if it was alive? Share it in the comments. If you enjoyed my story, please like it so that the artificial intelligence of YouTube shows it to other people. And subscribe to our channel, because there will be many more interesting videos here soon. By the way, if something unusual happened to you, write to us and we'll animate it and post your story. Thanks!